Dear friends, the following readings were given at Nicky's celebration. The first is by Joyce Grenfell, the second is by Sir Noel Coward. If I should go before the rest of you, break not a flower, nor inscribe a stone, nor when I'm gone speak in a Sunday voice, but be the usual selves that I have known. Weep if you must, parting is hell, but life goes on, so sing as well. When I have fears, as Keats had fears, of the moment I'll cease to be, I console myself with vanished years, remembered laughter, remembered tears, and the peace of the changing sea. When I feel sad, as Keats felt sad, that my life is so nearly done, it gives me comfort to dwell upon remembered friends who are dead and gone, and the jokes we had, and the fun. How happy they are, I cannot know, but happy I am, who loved them so. Michael has told his family so many stories about his life, and we've tried to remember as many as possible in compiling what must be a celebration of his life. There are stories here that may make us laugh, they may make us cry, but you're all invited to do so in whichever way you choose. Michael's diary contains first-hand accounts of some of his life events, and so where possible, we've used his words. So let's start at the very beginning. It's a very good place to start. Michael was born on a Friday. Friday's child is loving and giving. Michael's birth flower for December is the narcissus, which symbolises faithfulness and respect, and that's how he lived his life. Michael was born into a much simpler way of life in the country, where the pace of life was far slower, and where traditional values and manners were paramount.
Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I had the very great pleasure of saying a few words at Guy and Hannah's wedding, and the honour to be witness, godfather, whichever you prefer, at Frank and Maz's naming ceremony. And today I'd like to pay tribute to Guy's skill and professionalism in the career that he primarily trained for, that of a professional actor. Now, after training, as Carrie has told us, at the Royal Scottish Academy of Music and Drama, Guy's first agent, and indeed my first agent 10 years prior, was the impresario Barry Stacey. Barry Stacey always got his clients that first foot on the ladder. I think there's a few people here today who owe their career to Mr. Stacey. Barry's own shows were legendary. Guy appeared in Tarzan, The Wizard of Oz, and The Jungle Book. Guy's favourite story of the Barry Stacey show, they were doing Wizard of Oz, and they arrived at the venue, and Barry Stacey had forgotten to book the dog that was playing Toto. So Barry, being Barry, went out on the streets, accosted the first person he could find, and in return for tickets, asked to borrow the dog. And Guy, with great relish, told me how the poor lady that was playing Dorothy, she called out, "Taro!" and on trotted an Alsatian. That was Guy's favourite story about the Barry Stacey shows.
Who can justly be described as the last of the old-fashioned bank managers to whom one could actually go and speak. He was well respected by all his local customers and businesses. The Chinese quarter in Birmingham always called NatWest Mr. Green's Bank. He wasn't afraid to stand fast by his opinion and judgment, even when it conflicted with others. At a bank managers' conference, he was the only bank manager who stood out by saying he wouldn't sanction a fictitious loan, only to be then told the case was based on fact, and Dad's reasons for declining the loan were spot on. Joy and woe are woven fine, a clothing for the soul divine. Under every grief and pine runs a joy that silk and wine. It is right, it should be so. Man was made for joy and woe, and when this we rightly know, safely through the world